want to use, and how long you've been playing role play games. They'll just go with all that.
Oh
That's all we need.
God,
That's
the
all we need.
math. Hi, I'm Gene Acker. Um, I have been playing since 19 and either the end of 75 or the end or beginning of 76. Both D&D, Traveler, all
This
1, 2, 3, 3.5, Pathfinder, 4. I dropped as soon as I played 2 games. 5, um,
and then Nycos.
Nycos. I've also played BattleTech and Mech Warrior.
Also dropped in 2 games.
All
Who's
right,
that?
go ahead, Fishy Cat.
Oh, I am.
He's currently Fishy Cat. We'll find out what he's going to be for the day.
Steven, random encounters. I joined 2 months ago.
2 months ago. And Travis? Your name
Yep.
is still out there as Travis.
I'm Travis Hancock, and I have both run and played in games for a number of years that I don't remember exactly. I want to say 8-ish, 10-ish, something like that.
And that's the kind of foot apparel he has. Tennis shoes.
Yep,
And,
9 3/4.
And Jacob, how long have you been playing?
I've been playing for I'd say about 3 years, but I want to like do it every time, but I have school business.
Oh yeah. Oh, we all have things that keep us from playing. But one of the reasons why we set this up to play every day at 1 o'clock is so that anytime you want to play, you can just jump on and we're here. So feel free
Minus
to,
Sundays.
yeah. And today being role play roulette, we have a wheel that's set up that has 6 different environments. Once we get to the environment, we'll decide what character options are available, and then you'll just basically pick what role you want to play, and we'll just start. Don't worry about the rules and the stats of the game. That'll come up as we play. All right? So don't worry about that.
Last week we were playing in the dinosaur
We played in
era.
the Dino Swamp last time was what we played in. This time we are looking at, let's get the wheel ready.
Come on, big money, big money.
Interact, and 3, 2, 1, and spin.
I feel like superheroes.
Spinning the wheel.
I feel like dinosaurs still.
Dawn Soldier. This is
Ooh.
1940s superheroes.
Hey!
Oh,
Oh,
Called it. You all heard it. I called it.
no, you didn't.
What is this?
You haven't prepared for this.
So we're going to be playing a superhero game, and so you're going to get to actually build a superhero, and then I'm going to
Cool.
send you guys on an adventure mission to stop the evil Nazis, because it's World War II.
Nonsense.
It could also be against the Ruskies, depending on where we are.
Jonathan,
Reds.
I already have a superhero persona.
Oh, really? So tell us about your superhero.
Well, it's kind of based off a DC Universe one, because
Which
I created my own character because
Tell
I've
us.
been
That's what I said. Tell us about him.
Go for it.
my superhero name is Nexus.
Nice. What is your superpower?
Well, I don't have superpowers, but given by
He's Batman.
I'm like Iron Man.
Okay, that's okay. So you build your equipment.
Oh, Iron Man. What's
Are
the same
Are
thing?
you working alone,
Well,
or are you with a corporation?
More like alien artifacts
Oh,
that I found.
Oh,
Okay.
then you're like the beetle. Was it
The blue beetle.
Yeah, the blue beetle.
Yeah, but it's more a metallic color, and I like small bits that float around. I use it as for my flight and combat.
okay.
Blue beetle.
Yeah.
Okay, so whatever this tech is that you found is in little tiny pieces. If you've incorporated into your uniform, your superhero outfit. All right, what do you look like?
A metallic gray, but it covers my face except for my mouth.
Oh, okay, cool. So let me go.
And small pieces that flow around, you could form it into wings, or or use it as a shield, like to
Right.
create a barrier shield,
Yeah, I got you. You can change its form. Got it. Cool.
and small bits will turn into small laser cannons.
Wow. Okay. Cool.
So okay. Nice.
Give me a second to open my docs so I can.
Track.
Yeah, well, I'll give him the actual terminology. There's actually we've already built this all into the system, so I want to. Come on.
Open Sesame.
Open Sesame. Word.
Well, my thoughts. I don't know what role I'll fill yet, but my thoughts on a superhero would be someone with powerful transforming capabilities. So he can turn into, say, a bird and fly, or he can turn into a version of himself with pink hair. You know, it's all the spectrum in between. Of course, if he turns into someone's else who has powers, he might be able to illusory mimic them, but can't really hold the candle, kind of like Mystique, I guess.
Okay.
But possibly has the ability eventually to leech power or something, or copy it better if he, I don't know.
So he's a Ditto.
Yeah, sort of.
It's a bad version of it.
Ditto. Well, Ditto actually, the original documents were horrible copies, so Ditto works. So would mimeograph. So because that actually carries the whole idea of the mime as well, since you said something.
Okay, she's kind of half based on an old DC, what they call Danger International level, or superhero I created once long ago. Her name was Aurora. She's basically alien. She had, but her powers come from like sunlight and light. She feeds off it. The moonlight is less effective for her, and dark is bad for her. Though she has several storage crystals she keeps with us that contain light energy that she can use. And basically what she does is she focuses light. And her other gift is like mental prowess. She can use like psionic powers to do things, whether it's like illusion or suggestion. Sometimes, mostly she's in thought and mind manipulation, and the other one is that she's a telekineticist, and so she can move herself and uses the when she does, she becomes like light, and she moves like light.
Okay, so I actually imagine that from the standpoint of quantification for the purposes of the game, that you are actually fundamentally extra dimensional, that you actually come from the dimension of light.
Okay.
Therefore, your manifestation here is basically requires your concentration. So it's almost like you default to the state of being in, a beam of light someplace, so that you're not necessarily, you don't have to walk from place to place. You literally just wherever the light is, you can manifest.
Yeah.
All right, and Jacob's Nexus, you can actually change your character name there in Zoom if you want to Nexus to make it easier for other players to remember your name. But Nexus is more than likely under the category of handler. You're handling equipment. You're not actually, like you said, your physical form doesn't have superpowers, but the technology that you have access to does. So
well, I was thinking of Nexus, the dimensional hero. But let's go with that.
So you wanted to go as well, yeah. But if you're okay, yeah, the dimensional hero. But you said that came through the equipment, not through you as a being.
Yes.
Right. So you're a handler of the dimensional materials. That's all I'm saying.
Yes.
The term is handler. That's all.
Yeah.
There are 6 classes in his system that he uses.
Yeah, six
so
roles. 6 roles.
So he's trying to see which our powers fit in best with.
Right. Because the next one that would be close would be along the same category as Batman, who also has a bunch of tech, but his focus is on investigative work, so he's a detective. So that's the comparison. Okay, and Travis, I need you to go in a little bit more detail for me again on where your thought process was.
Mine would probably be infiltration or the face sort of character, because he can make himself look like a reporter with a name tag, and he can.
Well, the reporter gives you the detective aspect angle, so we could make you the detective.
What are the 6 for Dawn Guard?
Handler, detective, soldier, extra dimensional, latent, talent, and enhanced.
What's enhanced?
Enhanced. Enhanced is similar
improvements.
to what, actually just what now that I read it out loud, it actually fits with where Jacob's coming from. The idea is that he himself doesn't have these gifts, but his equipment makes up for it, so he's enhanced through the equipment.
Okay.
An artifact.
So, yeah.
Then detective works for me, I guess.
Okay, and Steven.
Okay, give me that list again.
Okay, so taking out the ones that are currently taken, you could be a soldier, latent, or this one too. Handler.
What was the last one?
Handler. Handler is actually the face of the organization. Think along the lines of
Nick
Bosley and the Three Angels.
or Coulson with the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Or Nick Fury?
Or Nick Fury, right?
So I ordered. Okay, I'll be the guy.
You'll be the handler.
Get a handler.
Okay. So everyone's kind of given a visual, an idea of what kind of superhero capabilities they want to have. What do you have in mind that you would like to have as far as
My super ability is y'all bitches. I mean,
Y'all feed me all the time. I want to be fed.
Well, okay, so maybe your capability is communication. Yeah, that you actually are like a symbiote, and so therefore you have connected with the rest of the team. So that obviously makes you an optimal handler for them because you can communicate with them directly. They can't talk to each other that way, but you can. So even if there aren't radios, you can be the communicator.
He's our Jarvis.
Right.
Okay.
Or you tell me what you want, Steven. It's just, this is your game. This is as much your game as it is mine.
Okay. I'll go with the communication, but also let's add a little bit like I can manipulate what you see in a sense. You know, like
Illusionist.
Yeah.
So he wants to be mental. So like he messes with like Professor X, make him see an illusion, talk in your head, sort of thing.
Telepathy.
Yeah, there we go. We'll go with
empathy. Empathy. You understand what they're feeling.
Yeah, you can make them feel things they don't want to feel. That kind of thing is kind of cool too.
Like compassion or love or you've got an evil twist to you.
What?
Okay.
What?
We're all evil. It's okay.
Nah, that's not. Okay, so change your to Jacob so that you can change your character's name, where it says Jacob on the screen right now. You can actually, you may not be able to even see that. You can just go down to the 3 buttons on the upper right corner of your name space, and click the rename, and then put in your Nexus.
Hang on.
Or if you see it on the screen,
actually,
click.
Chat
let me see. I can change it for you.
Back.
I already got it. I changed it for you.
Oh.
Just a second. There you go.
Okay. Never mind. Thank you.
No problem. And we've already got Aurora, and so we need.
Okay, I'm.
Oh, he's live! Yay!
Yeah. Well.
Welcome, Nexus.
Hey. I'm doing it in my room on my phone. Sorry about that.
That's fine. That's fine.
We're all
doing.
I'm on my computer.
I'm on
which is in your room, right?
I have a laptop, but it's from the school.
I'm broadcasting. Yeah, no problem. And I'm broadcasting from Nycos still. So if you look at the picture.
Yep.
I haven't seen that territory yet.
Isn't getting old.
This is obviously a second iteration image because the sky is blue, but the plants are very much the Nycosian look like.
I thought the third also had blue sky.
Second and third, yep.
Yeah, okay.
So West Furier, is that how you pronounce that, or is that Furier? F-U-R.
I just don't know how to spell Fury.
Oh,
Fury, F-U-R, Y.
F-U-R, okay.
Y.
But if you put in 2 R's, it becomes Furrier, so I don't think you want that.
Furier.
Or you go with an A and call it Farrier, and that means you put on horseshoes.
Yeah, don't think so.
Not into that.
F-U-R-Y.
Okay,
Wow, yes I am.
so we have Nexus, Mistro, West Fury, and Aurora. All right.
In her mundane job, she summers. It's kind of difficult, so she doesn't keep a regular job because it just means concentrating too much.
So she's a
I mean, right now I don't have the ability to hold it.
Well, you can't hold your shapes was kind of because you're dimensional, so it's hard to keep a job. I can see that. Matter of fact, I can see that kind of being the kind
Well,
of.
you work for me. You're my liaison. You find people for me.
The other thing is, she can be freelance, something that's freelance.
Well, also, I imagine that you can actually do work at night because you have to switch to the physical form to stay here. Otherwise, you would dimensionally get lost.
Yeah.
I'll be right back before we get started.
All right.
Unless I have a light source.
Well, yeah, but
a sunlight source.
It's got to be a solar source. That's what I'm getting at. Yep.
Yeah, it could be the moon. Full moon, I can still function at. Not everywhere, but yeah.
Well, there's places in the world that has sunlight, so.
Well, for at least 12 hours a day.
Yeah.
Sometimes less.
You just disappear at night.
Sometimes she disappears to another part of the world that has sunlight.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Follows the sun.
Follow the sun. What do they call them? The ones that are surfers that follow the surf around the world.
Beach bum.
Follow the moon.
She kind of follows the sun.
You're a sun bum. That sounds
sun
weird.
Sun worshiper.
Alrighty, so this is 1942. The war is just getting boiling in the middle of Europe. The Americans aren't officially deep into it yet. We just got started in the Pacific because of the Japanese
bomb Pearl Harbor
bombing.
So it's after December 7th.
My history teacher is doing that. Well, before the whole quarantine thing.
Oh yeah, that's what you guys were doing beforehand.
Yeah, World War II.
Oh, good. So she'll appreciate the fact that you're going to get a bit of a history lesson here, because I tend to pull from real history when I play this version of the game. So, so you are currently.
I lived through a half of the 40s.
Yeah, you're currently stationed in the Azores.
Oh, wonderful place.
Yeah, training.
I have arrived.
Mistro has gotten here.
Too bad.
All right, so you guys have been assigned together. Your projects up until now have been pretty much routine training. You haven't really gotten into any of the thick of it because it's hard to get congressional approval for Black Ops even back then. So,
well, no, I'm the person that gives the Black Ops mission.
What's that?
Aren't I the person that gives out the Black Ops missions and so forth because I'm the handler?
Oh, well, you're the handler for our group.
Yeah, you're the handler for the group. So you handle things like PR mistakes and that kind of stuff as far as and for communicating with the group and things like that. But no, you do not get to be the one who makes the assignments. The assignments come down the pipe to you. And so you've more than likely been arguing to get yourselves into the fight ever since Pearl Harbor.
Yep. Because if we're in 42 and it's after December 7th, yeah, we have just a short time. We've been at it. I want to in on this. This is awful.
Right.
This is where the money's made.
So the next thing I need to know is what everyone's characters' backgrounds are culturally? West Fury, are you of what's your background? Are you of Asian descent, Hispanic?
I'm
What's your character's
I'm
background?
a Mexican descent, but I grew up in Japan.
Hispanic, but
I
from
moved over
Japan.
here.
Okay, so
Your father could have been a diplomat.
Yeah.
more than
In,
more than likely,
in,
the only way he would have gotten into the program to be enhanced. Mistro background.
No one knows.
Okay.
Yep. Tell the DM.
According to the dossier, however, I have to have something on here.
Redacted. I mean, I don't know. I just imagine him changing it anytime someone asks. So this time I'll tell you that I am from Jersey.
Jersey Sua. He's a Jersey boy.
No, I'm from Ireland.
No, you're from Jersey. Okay, but
Oh.
his actual reason is like he fell asleep. We found him, and every time you ask him where he's from, he says something different. And it's not that it's
No. Okay, guys, you have to. Okay, for this is again for the purpose of the Dawn Soldiers program. You have to have been inducted into the military along the lines of Captain America kind of thing. You're. We have to know where you're from.
Yeah. So Jersey.
Okay.
Jersey Sua.
Look at that hair. Could only be a Jersey boy.
Nice.
Yep.
Okay. And Nexus, where are you from? What's your culture?
California.
Okay.
Well, it's
Very small.
going by the coast of California.
All right. So I just was making sure we didn't have any. What's the word you're looking for? If we had any issues with any of you being from Germany or Japan, that kind of thing might have caused some kind of stress between you. But if we're an all-American team, that sounds good. All right.
Well, of course I'm a California girl. Well, when I'm here, I'm a California girl.
Well,
Otherwise,
yes. Okay.
Wouldn't you be from the Sunshine State?
She could be from Florida.
And then when it's sunny in India, you're an Indian girl. India girl.
But I don't like it when the wind blows and makes the skies dark.
Well, you still see light, so therefore light is coming through.
Anyway.
Wherever I choose to go, there I am. But I just chose California because I was born in California.
Sounds good. All right. So you guys have been hanging out in the Azores, and let me ask you this: what kind of operations do you see yourselves being involved with? Frontline fighting, espionage.
I thought we were killing Hitler. Is that what we were doing?
No, I would say espionage is one, for sure. We need information. That's probably the biggest thing that they need is information. And handling selective.
The glorious bastards.
Just about, and handling selective. You can't change history, so we have to work within the history line. I would say selected assignments that need special ability.
I think we really changed history with the superhumans.
Yeah, you noticed that. Okay. No, the reason. Okay, what I'm wanting to know is whether or not you guys consider yourselves to be, actually being a front at Iwo Jima, or whether you are consider yourselves to be more of a stealth team, or whatever. What do you think? What do you believe the role of the team is to be? I'm asking for you guys to give me your input, because that'll determine where
I
we
was
go.
thinking of search and rescue.
Oh, that's a good one. That's a nice
My vote would be for infiltration.
Which
Okay.
is the same thing.
Can be.
Can be.
A little bit of both.
How about all three of those?
Yeah, infiltration,
Espionage and search and rescue. All right.
and search and rescue.
And assassins. But that's only because they drug.
No. That's the U.S. government would draw the line there. No, we're not doing any assassinations.
Unless it's Hitler.
Dang it,
we have several teams already in the West, so we're talking about a team to operate in the East here.
We could have visit, you know.
Yeah, man. You know, Japanese.
Mistro is holding out hope that he gets to kill Hitler. Okay.
Okay, fair enough. Everybody he sees looks like Hitler. Okay, I get it. I recently saw that movie.
Every morning he makes himself look like Hitler just so he can punch the mirror over and over again.
Oh, you can change
A
it.
rubber mirror?
Good thing they gave him a steel mirror.
Yes.
It sucks. It's not a good image, but at least he only hurts his hand a little.
Well, you know, if you...
No, he doesn't hurt his hand. He makes his knuckles into like marshmallows.
So
Punches, little squeaky sound
I was
happens.
going to say the squeaky sound would have to come with it. That would be very funny.
Yeah.
A
It's a dog
sticky, a sticky, squeaky sound.
Nice.
All right.
So you guys are, like I said, are a team. So I'd like to have you guys basically do a huddle up. Nexus does tell. I'm sorry. Fury does say that he's going to have some information for you later today. So I'm going to be writing a text to him in private, so he'll have that information for you as we go along. But go ahead and call the meeting there, Fury, and have them all get together.
Just for confirmation, we are going to Japan.
We are in the East, yes.
Yes. Okay.
Send off your pagers saying, assemble!
Can I do this real quick?
Do
Sure,
what?
you can do whatever you need to do.
You don't have to keep your camera on.
You don't have to keep the camera on. I'm the only one that needs to have that because I'm the only one that everybody needs to see.
All right, everyone.
Adventure teams assemble.
Do you guys hear it?
Do you call us?
Yes. Well, you just basically he just did. That's his.
Ah. She comes in on a beam of light and manifests in the room as a beam of light.
No one notices the trash can in the corner.
Explain so much.
There happens to be 2 trash cans in the corner.
I roll up a paper ball, light it on fire. I open the one that's not actual, the one that's actually not an. I open the one that's not an actual trash can, and I put it in, let it burn. It's like this is. I got.
How do you know which one is the actual trash can?
How about we do flip a coin then?
It's up to you. Go ahead.
Left or right?
Tails.
Head. So it's the right one.
Haha! You fell for my trap, says the chair in the corner.
Alright. Anyways.
She
We have a
manifests.
mission. We need to.
A mission? It's about damn time.
She has this long skirt on, traditional of the time.
We need
jacket
to rescue
over it,
Chonha Province.
big horn rim glasses. What's the
Outstanding.
job? Do we finally get to do something?
Yes.
Oh, good.
Why aren't you always doing something since you're never in one place?
Where are we going?
We're going to Chonha Province.
Is that in China?
Admiral Hirohito has assigned agents to the forward base in the coastal region of China.
Okay.
China.
Yeah.
When did we leave?
We already left.
Really? I want you guys to get your things ready and dress for China.
Mistro suddenly appears to be standing there in a full military garb with a bag over his shoulder and a gun at his side and a cigarette lit in his mouth.
We don't want that. We want to look incognito.
He switches, and now he looks like a Japanese businessman wearing a suit, and he's fixing his tie.
We're going to be infiltrating manhole installations in Chunha.
What kind of installations?
That's the name of it.
Yeah, it
And
doesn't say what
discover
it
the
is.
mission objective
It's
of
a military
Hiro-
installation known as Manho.
Okay.
Hirohito.
All right.
Oh, yes, very good. We go now? I'm
Yes.
practicing my accent.
In English.
Hi.
Yes, very good.
We're gonna
Ni
say you're on
hao.
mute, okay? We're gonna say you're on mute. Put
The mission
at
is to
your
go.
job.
Okay, so in order to enter the Chunha province undetected, what is your? They would actually recommend flying and parachuting, but I don't know how many of you can actually parachute.
Well, if it's daylight when we drop, I just drop.
You don't do daylight drops parachutes if you're sneaking into places. Almost always. you
No,
have to
no,
go at night.
no. I would go in like a light beam.
Well, my shield can
But-
form into wings.
Okay, but if you don't know to whence you're going, Aurora,
Yeah.
it's dangerous for you to travel just by arbitrary light. You need to actually be able to see your target.
Well, okay. I'll carry the Dame, and Nexus, you carry Fury, and then we won't have the big clunky parachutes.
All right. So more extra equipment, or
No,
Just-
less equipment. You just gotta carry
So
Fury
I just get
when
on
we
his
drop.
back and I like ride him like a horse. I was like, all right.
That's not how
Go.
it works. He has wings.
Yeah, ride him like a
You
horse.
can't be on his back.
I am not being that prince. I am jumping out of the plane with a parachute then.
So it'll be at night.
I'm joking. All right.
I will carry Aurora like the princess she is and fly down with angel wings.
Aurora laughs.
Black angel wings, because we're
There
in
are
incognito.
no princes or princess where I'm from. We are all equal.
No, you're
Yeah,
okay.
how can you
The
change
identity
picture?
by which you joined the team is a Californian. You're not from
Oh.
another place. Your abilities you discovered when you made contact with the creature known as Aurora, and it's basically kind of taken you over. But the idea is that you still have to be still have to be individually Americans. Okay. Gotta think about it from this number, 'cause
America.
yeah, exactly. So that's kind of the agenda.
That is. I'm an American. And she said, "There's no princes and princes in California. You know,
Yes,
it's
there is.
America."
well, there used to be one, but now she's in China.
Except for nice. Oh, really, Travis? Really?
You liked it at first. It's okay.
The moment you said
Got
nice,
away with it. He doesn't exist in this realm.
I didn't say a word. But
move,
Uh,
dude.
emulation is the highest form of flattery. So there we go.
Indeed.
All right. So it does take you several days to get the mission lined up as far as approvals and everything to enter this airspace, because the idea is that you're actually entering an area that is under the sovereign control of China, albeit currently under military control of Japanese who have invaded. The U.S. has got backing through the Flying Tigers to get you guys relatively close so that you can just use your super's abilities to get you the last few miles to where you can actually see where the boundary to the Manho installation is. It's a small airstrip. It looks like it's pretty much been burned out of the dense foliage of the area. And there are several modest warehouse aircraft hangar type buildings along the western side of the compound. But on the eastern side, there are large circular fields that they're not dissimilar to like a soccer field, but they have no lines or boundaries marked on them, but they're almost a quarter mile across. There are 4 of these. So the objective is to find out what those are for and what Hirohito has in his agenda here.
So what's going on at this base so we're not surprised by it when they use it?
Exactly. Protect our boys as they're making their move across the Pacific.
All right.
All right.
So, we could do this the where you all pretend to be captured soldiers and I pretend to be a Japanese soldier who caught you. And then we get in and then you get beheaded.
I am supposed to be a Japanese soldier.
No. Okay.
No?
No, he misspoke. You did say Japanese both times.
Oh, my bad.
What he meant to say is you guys are standard American soldiers and he's a Japanese who's bringing you in. The challenge is that there shouldn't be any Americans anywhere near here.
Chinese. You're Chinese spies.
I think I could come
Slaves? Do Chinese have slaves?
They did not. Do you have, however, do any of you speak a language other than English?
Yes.
I speak tiny Japanese numbers. Tiny bit of Japanese numbers.
So he can say 1, 2, 3, 4 in Japanese.
Aurora probably knows Spanish.
I know Japanese, but I mean, like in real life, I speak like numbers only.
He knows as much Japanese and Chinese as he has seen in the motion pictures.
In American films? Oh boy.
Because he can mimic them exactly.
So you sound exactly like Charlie Chan, basically.
Sure.
And besides that...
Yes, I am talking very clearly now. Imagine my lips not being synced at all.
Exactly.
I don't know if I can change my form enough to be... Well, I could be... I don't know what I could be. Suggestions, gentlemen?
So
get some of those big hats that they wear, the big round spiky hats.
That's Japanese.
No, that's Chinese.
I mean, that's Chinese, but you said you're not Okay.
Well, my suit has a stealth module in my suit, so I could turn invisible.
That'll work.
There goes one of you.
Well, I can discorporate.
Right.
That'll work. What about you, Fury? What do you got? What are you bringing to the table? That's a big.
He has stealth in sound. He's a silent spy.
I'm a silent killer.
There he is.
So how about sniper support? You can be our sniper support.
So
I'm the one that has the control over people's minds, so...
Can you make them see you as something else?
That's it. Thank you for the idea, West. I can use mind control.
Jonathan, I got a question.
I'm ready to answer you. I'm waiting.
Oh, well...
What the heck are you talking about, woman?
Since today you said it's the roleplay roulette.
That's today. That's today. We're playing roulette. This is the roulette game.
So, like, every hour, or are we going to switch up, or?
No, we're going to do
every day, every other day, every session of the roulette game, we respin the wheel to see what we're playing. Oh wow!
So we're just doing one thing.
We're just a one shot. Yep.
Oh, okay.
However, on Wednesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays,
all the other campaigns all the others are standard D&D campaigns, and the one that you're part of is Wednesday.
Okay.
Oh.
But can I join tomorrow, or
you can play every day. You can play every day.
Oh, okay. Okay. So at 1.
At 1 o'clock every day.
Except for the Wednesday game is at 6 o'clock.
Well, there's one at 1 o'clock as well.
Yeah, there's one at 1 o'clock and one at 6 o'clock.
Yep. So the 6 o'clock one is one you're going to want, Jacob.
So 6 o'clock?
6 o'clock p.m. tomorrow. Or, Wednesday. Yep.
Okay.
Are you going to leave now? Okay.
Whatever that sound is needs to stop. What is it?
The plane, I think.
Is that okay? So there's an airplane coming in to land at the airport. Great, you guys hear it coming in.
I now look like a rock.
You're currently compromised. What do you do as you hear the airplane coming by?
I look like a rock.
I am. Is it light or dark?
It's dawn, so it's bright.
Dawn.
I activate
So
my
I
stealth
just
shield.
become a rosy ray of light.
Nexus, you're gonna go invisible.
Yes.
Okay, and Fury, you.
I'm the spy. I can get what I want. I'll just make it look like I'm not here.
How?
Now, you can make yourself. You can convince. You try to convince their minds that you are a
Tree.
Japanese
Psst.
soldier.
Psst,
Yeah.
Fury. Psst. I'm gonna make myself a slightly larger rock so that he has room to hide behind.
No, can't do that. No, okay, no, nope, that's not how that works. So
You don't know how my powers work.
Yeah, we do.
Excuse me.
He does. He's the DM.
So
I
I'll
can
be
be
back
any
in-
rock I want
besides
to
that,
rock.
you don't want the rock moving while they're looking at it. So Fury is going to attempt to change their minds about what they see when they look down. Go ahead and roll percentage dice, Fury. There are 3 minds, therefore it's a 35% chance of full success.
So I have to get 49 or higher or
You want
lower?
35 or lower. You're going to
35.
convince them. You're going to convince some of them. We're just going to see how many. To get them all, you got to get under 35.
Nope.
What'd you get?
74.
74. So you got one of them. As you've caused confusion on board the aircraft. Since Jean said she had mental acuity, I'll give her a chance to modify one of the other 2 who's thinking about calling it
Okay.
in. So you're rolling under 35 to try to convince them to not call in.
Close but no government. 40.
40. Okay, so the only one that can bail this out would be Nexus.
Well,
Yeah,
I
just shoot them
knock,
down.
Since
I
you're
knock him out.
invisible. You what?
knock him out.
You're gonna fly up to the airplane, fight to get
No,
on
no,
board the airplane, and then try to knock
No, I
somebody
still
out.
have my. No. I thought we're in the plane. Sorry.
No, we're not.
All right. So the bad news is that there was a report of something odd. On
Well,
the
wait.
flight.
Could he try to knock out their communications?
Sure. That sounds good.
Right. Well, one of my bits has a EMP charged into it.
Well,
Oh,
okay,
you
it wouldn't be.
didn't make like that.
Okay, this is way too early for EMP to even be a thing yet, but you could definitely try to create a jamming frequency. So go ahead and roll percentage dice for jamming it.
Which dice?
Percentage dice.
Percentage?
Yep.
Wait.
That's the 2 tens. The one that's got has only 1 digit, and the other one has 2 digits.
Yeah. Just I'm looking for it.
Can you take my roll? Because I just rolled a really good roll for him.
Go
No,
ahead.
you can't.
It's a 5. I'm just saying.
You can't do that.
Can't do that.
Uh,
Even you can roll your own. Too bad you didn't get it good.
If you don't have that, roll a 20-sided. Got to roll
Okay.
above a 6.
I'm rolling.
Or roll below a 6, I mean. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
13.
Okay. So, yeah, no matter what, try as you might, the station has been alerted to something, so you'll hear the klaxon go off, and soldiers start coming out of the buildings, the hangars. Now, it's an air base, not so much an army base, so it's not like hundreds and hundreds of soldiers, but small groups, little squads of 10 start to fan out from their location, moving in your general direction. You are far enough away; they can't see you immediately. So,
Psst, Fury. Psst,
What?
Get over here.
so Fury
Hide
can now
behind me.
Fury can now hide behind the rock if he wants.
Alright, I'll hide behind the rock.
Since it's dawn, actually, she turns into a ray of light Just
blind them. Did you
you know,
turn it into ray light?
She already did. She just incorporated, so she doesn't have
I
a
am
physical
before
form.
they get
She's
here.
a glisten of light.
Before they get here, I'm going to change from a rock into a Chinese style shrine thing, like with a not a Buddha, but you know, one of those Taoist statues.
But that wouldn't give me much thing to hide from.
They're pretty big.
Well, you can't make anything bigger than you are, sir.
Yeah, I'm just saying that it looks like a full-sized man with like a little. It's hard to explain. Got a little arch behind it. Have you guys been to China? They're all over the place.
No,
I get what you're saying. I'm just clarifying that it's not like you can build a house out of yourself.
Yeah, I'm not building a house. I'm not building like a whole shrine or temple or anything. Just
a statue. Got you.
Yeah, it's like a statue, but it's got a little outline behind it.
Alright. And then, that's weird. Alright. They're gonna be like, what the fuck?
Okay, so the soldiers are still moving towards you. They're coordinating their actions, so they're being pretty cautious, basically moving squad by squad forward.
I'm gonna make it seem like they see an army on the opposite direction of us, so we can run away.
Why are you what?
Well, I mean, like if they go see something else.
If they see an army here, they're going to send every single person that they have to the area.
That's true. Okay, and how about a tiger?
How about you just try to hide first, and then we panic?
I wasn't trying to panic. I was just thinking. Okay, fine.
All right. So as
trust me, Fury, I got this.
As they're moving forward, they are forming somewhat of a pincer around your location because they are coordinating by radios back and forth. As they approach, there are the first squad of 10 is within power ranges for both Aurora and for Nexus to use manifested physical attacks if they want, and you certainly could reach out to their minds in the case of the other two of you that have mental powers.
Okay.
So I need to know what your actions will be. I'm going to give you. 60...
It would try to if they think they see something, try to persuade them. Shortly thereafter, there was nothing. You know, you don't know what the pilot saw. Maybe they were just fatigued. You know.
Maybe they just saw a statue that looked like a man.
True.
Now I just have to focus on not sneezing.
Exactly. Yeah, and saying that to yourself is always a good plan because then naturally that's what your body thinks to do.
Don't blink. Don't blink. Don't blink. Crap.
He just did.
The rock just blinked. All right.
It's a whole ghost story situation.
Yes.
So
they are notoriously superstitious.
Fury, roll percentage dice for me.
Nope. 1. 42.
42. All right. They have basically created a hemisphere around you. Total of 2 squads are engaged, so that means you got 20 individuals to deal with. Aurora, you're going to need to make a 65 or less to control your portion. Fury, you need to roll 65 or less to control the other flank.
38. And they basically see nothing out of order. Everything that's there has been there forever.
Fury, what'd you roll?
43.
43. All right. So the squads wander around in the area. They actually walk within a foot and a half or 2 feet of Fury, but don't actually come in contact with him, and circle up and start heading back towards the base.
I slowly let out an almost silent fart.
Nice.
I was stressed.
You would have to come up with that, wouldn't you?
I was stressed.
Oh, you bastard!
Thinking rocks causes constipation. I get it. Okay.
I gotta get something to drink. I'll be right back.
All right. We'll wait here.
Or now, that is.
All right. So once the military force starts to go back into the structures, are you guys going to make your move? What's your plan for infiltrating?
Would we?
Is there a near?
Was there
a command station?
Was there a commanding officer in any of the platoons?
Each of the squads would have one.
Was there a possibility?
I'm going to make myself look as identical as I can to one of the commanding officers.
Okay.
Well, was there a possibility I could slip, take one of their IDs?
You weren't close enough.
No, he was. He was actually physically close enough. If you want to try to do that, sure, but that's going to be a 35%.
Can I do sabotage?
Distraction?
Sabotage what?
Is there like field tankers?
Nowhere near. Oh, you're talking about a diversion? You can certainly cause.
Remember what our goal is. Our goal is to get in and find out what those landing pads are for.
Yeah. All right, we'll just let it be. I'll let it be.
No. Okay, Steven. Whenever Travis says something, does not mean your idea was a bad one, so don't do it. That's not what he said at all. Okay, so don't think that way. So when he says remember blah blah blah, it's not he's trying to shut down what you were trying to do. Matter of fact, all he's trying to do is find a way for you to be clear about what it is you're trying to do.
Mine was just for Jacob's idea of lighting the oil tankers on fire. Because we that's a great escape plan. We just want to find out what we need to find out first.
Use that on the way out the door instead of on the way in.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right.
Anybody here fly?
I'm gonna
can fly.
Half of us.
Okay, so I'm gonna.
Mistro and Nexus can fly.
I'm gonna let them walk past me slowly, and then when I see a chance, I'm gonna slip my hand and grab their ID, and then I'm gonna
35%.
Can fly on the light source for as long as it lasts.
I'll communicate to also to Sunray to shine like a light in his eye to add a distraction.
Okay, so now you're making this a two-person operation instead of an individual operation. Is that correct?
Correct.
So you need to convey that to her, and to do that you have to tell Fury, because Fury is the only one that can talk to you guys.
Fury is the one doing this.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Okay, yeah. So Fury, you're going to let her know.
Hello.
Okay, so that's the two of you now. So the pool now is 65. Two of you have to roll percentage dice, and when added together, they have to come under that.
So I have
65.
to shine a light. I have to be a light in his eyes. A blinding light, or just
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's trying to pick his pocket, and he needs him to be distracted.
Okay.
So each of you gets to try it.
Big money, stop. 61.
55.
Well, that didn't work.
Yeah. So the blinding flash. The good news is the blinding flash did something, because 55's closer than the 61. But both of you have not succeeded. Therefore, we have a failure. Both of you are slightly fatigued by this attempt, and the guards are now back alerted into the one squad that was about to leave. So there's now just one squad left, because the other one did get out of there and retire. So you have one squad that's stuck around as if to patrol, because they're trying to figure out where that reflection of bright light came from.
Mistro is going to slowly, very, very slowly, make the headdress on the statue that he is pretending to be a little more shiny, so that maybe it was just the reflectiveness of the headdress that was shiny.
All right, so he's trying to draw some attention to himself. What are the rest of you doing to try to mitigate the failure here?
Let's see. He need a light source to reflect.
Well, the sun's still up. It's dawn, so there's lots of light.
So she directs a very small ray at his headdress
Oh, okay.
where it bounces.
Right. Gotcha. That works well. Anything else? Anybody else wanted to add anything to this?
No, that works.
Okay. So, okay. What about you, Nexus? Are you involved with this process, or?
Well, well, at first I was planning to use one of my abilities of the suit to create a shockwave attack, but
You want to do that? That would be a bit aggressive because it's only one squad, but at least would put you guys. Maybe you could disable the single squad before the rest got notified.
okay.
It's up to you guys to decide. You might want to all collectively talk about that before that's what you do.
Let's wait on that.
So she projects to
That'll be
Fury.
the second plan.
Okay, what do we want to do else? Any ideas?
If they don't, you don't buy it.
She broadcasts to the group.
Yeah, I know. I'm broadcasting to you too. Right, I'm saying we can.
Does anybody else want to add anything?
Let's just let them leave if they're distracted. Just let them leave.
Okay, let me do the beam of light. Incoming, she says, and there is a flash of light off the shiny headband on the
and roll
statue.
percentage. Roll percentage.
Oh, that's much better.
2.
10.
The statue blinks and sneezes at the same time.
Actually, 16.
I got a 94.
Nice. Nice. So he sneezes and farts and belches all at the same time. Everyone turns to look. Your light hits there, but the scintillating beam actually splits across and actually hits all 10 guys in the face. So they all get hit with the blinding light. So now they're wandering around dazed. They are they're functionally, for fighting purposes, incapacitated for the moment because they can't see what to shoot at, and they're not going to shoot at each other. So, Nexus, you want to respond to them being in disarray?
Shockwave attack.
There we go. Go ahead and roll percentage dice.
I tried to find it, but somehow it's missing.
Roll a d20.
All right. I'm rolling a 15.
Okay, so that's a 5 at the beginning. Roll again.
16.
5 plus 6, 5 and 6 makes 56. So take the second digit of a percentage dice roll, and it's the same as a d10. So you're okay. 56 is right down the middle, but it needed to be under 65, which is more than adequate. So he knocks them basically all to the ground. There are 4 of you, and there are 6 of them. So theoretically, you could, pick up their weapons and take them captive if you so desire. Otherwise, they're just going to be freaking out by the statue flashing light at them and then knocking them down with a wave of energy.
Yeah,
so are they all unconscious now, or what?
No, they were just knocked
I just thought of something cool. I'm gonna let purple fire float around the statue, like it's haunted.
You're gonna have them experience a purple light. All right.
Mistro is going to take the opportunity with being backed up by Fury, who's going to make the statue come to life and move in a strange, statuey way, slowly step towards them with the big, angry Taoist statue face and be like,
just to see. Okay, so between the two of you, go ahead and roll 65%, actually 95%, because they're now demoralized. So each of you just roll under 95, you should be good to go.
53.
There you go. Fury?
91. 97.
90.
Oh,
no. Nice. So, as
you had to be roll over a 95. Yes.
But
I had much less than a 95.
Okay, so for clarification here, because it was a combined process, it's called a pool process. So all the failure that he made, which is only 2 points, because he went from 95 to 97, is overcome by the huge advantage that the other player rolled because he only rolled 15 against it. So there's plenty of place to cover. So between the two of you, you basically break them and they run, leaving their weapons on the ground. Also, as happenstance, one of them actually loses his ID badge as well.
Excellent. I pick it up and hand it to the
Not
statue.
yet.
Like,
Let
here
them
you go.
run. Get out of the area.
I'm taking in their guns too, and we're heading out.
Well, they probably picked up their guns.
No. They were terrified by the moving statue, and so they ran away, leaving their weapons.
So Mistro now looks like the officer.
Too bad you couldn't have
slash
spoken
person who is in the
picture,
Chinese,
the ID.
Yeah,
Chinese or Japanese, and it says, "China shall destroy you."
What? Stop! No.
What? No. Why?
She's wanting to amplify it even more.
Statues don't speak.
They don't walk either.
They don't walk either, and they don't
but these
flood
are
with purple light.
They also don't speak English in China.
Yeah.
No, that's what I said. Too bad you didn't speak Chinese. And tell them that China will destroy Japan.
I think the message got through loud and clear.
Okay.
Just adding.
All right. So they run away. There's a pile of weapons there left behind.
Yeah, I'm taking the weapons so they don't come back and get it and then use it.
He's going to pick up the officer's pistol, if there is one, to complete the officer's ensemble.
It wasn't an officer. It was only an NCO, but there's not a pistol either.
Okay.
Now, you know what would be really neat?
There you go.
Where the statue was standing.
Everybody gets a rifle.
No, you put the rifle down in the ground. Well, you bend it. So who's got super strength?
Nobody.
No, I mean...
What? Wait, what?
No.
What are you trying to do?
In other words, it's like the statue is no longer there, but this pile of totally useless guns is.
What?
No. There's no point in doing that. We've already demoralized them. They've already left. We don't need to do any extra.
Yeah, we're done.
The more we do, the more they're going to investigate. If we leave nothing here, they're just going to assume that that entire platoon had gone nuts and had too much sake last night and put them in the bunks for the day.
Oh, no fun. You guys are no fun.
Yeah, no,
we had a lot of fun.
Now I can
We're in behind enemy lines.
We're not supposed to be having fun.
I say we go, like, before they come.
I agree.
Yeah.
But
how are you guys gonna hide?
A rifle.
Fury, how are you gonna hide?
I'm gonna go. Let's go to bunks and see if we can get some uniforms. So then.
Okay, how about you wait in the what's the terrain like nearby?
It's forested. Remember, they're dense underbrush and forestry.
They're gonna come back into this area. We
If
need to move from this area.
I know. Let me finish speaking, please.
Oh yes, Mr.
If Fury and Summers wait off in the direction where there's some brush that they can hide in, me and Nexus, who are the best hiders, can go in to their facility, get some uniforms, and bring them back out to you.
That works. All right, we'll do that. We'll hide in the brush, away from the peeps.
Okay, Nexus, you good with that plan?
I didn't come here to hide.
No, we're not.
Yes, you did.
Yes. We're infiltrating. We're hiding.
Stop being insane. Stop being insane.
You're
a Californian girl.
Young lady.
It's a bit incendiary. Don't need to go there. But
I'm stressed.
I can tell. So calm down.
Yes, you cannot function properly.
She is clearly she's clearly gung ho and psycho about wanting to go ahead and get into action. She's looking for a fight.
Yes.
We'll fight when we get out.
But you're trying to explain to her that she's not fighting. That's fine. Just calling her insane was a bit much. That's all I'm saying.
Besides, she's very calm and rational. You know?
No. What you just said was not calm or rational. Going
what?
out.
Well, bending the guns and leaving them in a stack like the statue had done it?
Then you have to wait for them to come back and investigate again. You're trying to get into the place, right? So you want to move faster.
Yeah.
So they're just going in to get some some gear. And
she just incorporates, goes into a beam of light and moves with someone.
Teamwork.
Yes. All right. So
I'm by myself then with guns.
Okay.
No,
Well, you're going in because you're going to kind of convince them with your mental powers that you're not what you appear to be. And
No, no, no.
meanwhile,
They're waiting outside, and we're gonna go in and get a uniform so that he can easier pretend to be fake.
Japanese.
Yes.
right, but that's you and Fury, right?
No, me and Nexus, because Nexus can be invisible,
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah.
All right.
and I can look like anybody.
Okay. So,
And he gets an ID to prove his identity.
all right.
Yes, I have the ID.
Oh my god! You should make that other guy sound like he's an infiltrator. All right. Anyways, continue. I'm
You see
hiding in
that?
the bushes.
Crescent moon on her staff.
Yeah.
Think of a big crystal being there. That's
Right.
a power source for her.
Sure. That's where she stores. Gotcha.
She's
Matter-
solo. She has a battery. She has a battery.
Well, that
Sorry.
she has to have because of night. We just were talking about that. So yeah, you'd more than likely be wanting to do that anyway. Charge it up. So.
Yeah.
All right. So you're
I'm a beam of
entering
light.
into the place. Go ahead and roll. You said you're really good at making general images, but not so good at specific people. Mr.
No, I said that I can basically turn into anything I want to.
Right, but you don't speak Japanese.
I'm not. Yeah, I'm not good at. If I'm turning into another superhero, I can't perfectly recreate their abilities.
Right,
So I can kind of
but I'm
fake
clarifying,
it.
But I'm clarifying that in this case, you're not trying to be another superhero. You're literally just trying to be a Japanese soldier.
Yeah,
so
so
as
I
long
should.
as you keep your mouth shut, you're fine.
Right.
If anybody ever says Ohio gozaimasu to you, you're in trouble.
I'm just gonna give them that commanding officer stare with a big frown.
Yeah, all right. So as we're going in, because of the fact that they're expecting to see soldiers, and that's what you are, go ahead and roll percentage dice at a 90% or less.
36.
Okay. You gotten past them. You get to the basically the laundry where the uniforms are.
Shit, everything's in Japanese.
Right.
Pick out the one that looks like it's the best tailored with the best cloth.
Oh, there's just a pile of uniforms. That's the laundry, so it's a pile of fatigues, basically, all piled up, bunched together.
Do any of them have like higher rank symbols on them, like extra stars,
okay.
something?
Two things. Number one, World War I taught people not to put rank on the uniforms. That's all. Therefore, it's all not on the uniform itself. You actually put the emblems on the uniform when you're wearing it. They're little metal pieces usually. Number two, Japanese rank structure, unless you've actually studied it, would make no sense to you, so you wouldn't be able to discern a
Okay.
well-decorated corporal from a moderately poor lieutenant. So, no, just there's uniforms to grab.
I
if you want to grab
guess the best I can.
Right. So you pile up a big chunk of uniforms. How many are you going to take?
1, 2, 3, 4. I'll take 4 just in case.
Okay, four trousers, 4 shirts.
Yep.
Okay. Roll.
And at least 2 pairs of boots.
Okay.
Because
so,
I know Nexus is taken care of, but I don't know if Summer and Fury can hide at night and whatnot.
okay.
So boots for them.
Say so. Roll percentage. 60% to get all the stuff you're looking for, and if you roll over 90%, let me know in particular.
4.
Okay. So you compiling out with. So you get the big pile of uniforms. You're gonna hand that to Nexus, because you're logically thinking Nexus, he can turn invisible, so we should be safe. But what you find is his ability is literally to make himself invisible. He can't make the gear invisible.
Well, that didn't work, so I will carry them myself. Let's go. Nexus, you're with me, right?
Yes.
I'm assuming you're with me.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
And we'll make it back out.
So now on the way back out, it's a little more incongruous that an NCO would be carrying gear away from the camp. So roll percentage dice, and this time 55% or less.
40.
All right. So you're back out with the gear.
Does Nexus have to roll too? Is because he's part of it, or no? He's totally invisible. He's the one that's invisible. Okay.
Right. Now, my only question is, does Nexus stay behind when he's invisible to be a spy, or is he going to come back out?
Actually, that'd be a good idea.
I'll prep the demolition, prep the field tanks to blow if we succeed.
Okay,
To
go
get
ahead and
in
roll,
house.
go ahead and roll for that since you're doing that now. Go ahead and roll for preparation. 55% or less.
Nexus, I'm so glad you're right behind me.
Hey, can I use these dice? Wait. For it or
One of those is a D10, isn't it?
And the
Yeah.
other one's a 20. So roll the 20 and just count the 20, the last digit as the tens number. So yes, you can roll those.
okay. The 20.
And what's the other die?
The other dice.
Yes.
Yes.
Nine.
Okay.
No,
so
wait, 6.
That's okay. Odd 6. You're fine. He comes back smelling like gasoline.
Okay, it's ready to blow when we got it. Got the
Wait.
intel.
What's ready to blow?
The Japanese fuel supply.
What? We were just getting uniforms. When did you go do that?
Okay.
I thought you were right behind me.
While you were doing that, one other thing, Nexus, you did see something rather odd. It looked like a small person, maybe 20 inches tall, standing on a table inside the fuel maintenance room near where you were setting your explosives.
It's Hitler.
Where?
Quiet, both of you. Extraneous talk unnecessary.
There's this person on sitting by the table while I was setting up. Maybe he knows something.
What kind of person?
Can you go over there and stand
Okay,
behind
let-
him and
let him
listen
finish
to the
telling.
conversations?
Wes, please let Nexus finish what he was telling us.
I did. I'm
Well-
not telling you.
No, he didn't finish telling us.
Oh.
You
Well,
said there
that-
was
well-
a person who might know something. How do you,
well-
why do you think he knows something?
Well, I mean, it's kind of give off a strange vibe.
That he's 12 inches tall.
And he's here in the airport. I mean, sorry,
I mean,
base.
What did he look like?
I'll say short, like 12 inches short.
12-inch tall
I'd
person.
say that's important. That's
Well-
very short.
She laughs. She really just laughs. I got it.
Oh man, you're so
Mike, give me
disrespectful,
a
girl.
break, please. Okay, a 12-inch tall person. Was it a leprechaun?
Okay,
He did-
anyways.
He did have red hair.
Wait,
And
what was-
he did have red hair, and he was wearing green. That is true.
Was he Japanese?
How did she know? He's definitely not
Wait,
Japanese.
Wait, how do you know?
It's a leprechaun.
All right.
You have to be
We're-
Irish to understand.
And well, anyways, Nexus, go over there, go invisible, stay invisible, and
Wait.
listen.
Did he
Wait a
look like? Did he look something like this? And he's
What?
gonna turn into the leprechaun guy from the Lucky Charms box.
Shorter.
He
Wait.
becomes shorter.
You can't become shorter. You can make things only your size.
Why? I never said that.
I did.
I said I could turn into birds.
And
Hey,
you
bird.
bird your size.
What kind of bird is my size?
Ostriches, emus,
That's pointless.
king penguins.
I want to be able to turn into small things because she can turn into light.
But I am like,
She doesn't do anything with the light other than be. She doesn't.
I don't do anything with small people
I'm-
except be.
Okay, if we're gonna quantify all of this, then we have to build characters. That's all I can tell you. I can't. I'm trying the best I can to modify or mollify the powers to make them usable, and being able to
Not
change.
overpowered.
yeah, it's
That's what-
overpowered.
Well,
How's okay? Whatever.
I'm trying.
He's trying to achieve balance and parity.
In the
And
force.
you feel like I'm limiting you. I get what you're saying.
Let's focus on the task at hand. Gain the
I just feel like looking like a smaller thing is not that big of a deal.
If
But
it was
it is.
mental, but
I'm sorry, you can control and speak into people's minds, make them see illusions. He can explode things, fly, and turn invisible, and you can turn into freaking sunlight. There's not that big of a deal with me turning into a smaller person.
Fine.
but then you lose.
He makes a small version. Yeah, the nose isn't as big, and his facial features aren't so comically pronounced.
Great.
Yeah, that kind of
You
Would
looks
you
make
like
call
a
this-
character.
Would
A
you call this a
leprechaun.
leprechaun?
Yes.
That's strange. Okay.
It's
Turns
don't know
back
what it
into
is.
the Japanese officer and gives them the uniforms.
Thank you, guys. All right. Back to my plan. Nexus, if you don't mind, could you go invisible and go and listen to the conversation and see if there's anything of use to know by this tiny man.
done.
Summer,
This
I
area
need
done.
you to stay as a shiny light near him as backup, and
Does her light work in like?
Mistral, you stay here as my backup just in case something happens, and then maybe we can go look around. We can like watch them from a distance, in a sense.
Well, you could also technically walk around because you're, like I said, you're
In a
making people
uniform
only pay
now.
attention to the other person you're with. You know, you just.
Oh yeah, you're right. All right, so we're gonna go look around the.
You stand slightly behind him in a subservient way.
Yes. So, all right. So, since this is just a recon sweep, each one of you needs to make a 65% or less. And since it's group activity, each pair can modify each other. So, Nexus and Aurora, your numbers can protect each other. Mistro,
47.
Fury.
Flat 10.
Okay, so Fury covers. Mistro covers Fury's excess.
Hot 5.
Hot 5 and Nexus.
Roll the 2 dice.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's always
Okay.
going to be. It's always going to be those 2 dice.
86.
86. So he fails, but you made by a not what?
Hot 5.
Yeah. So you're able.
I made it by 60, so.
You basically
he-
basically focus the light so that it keeps them from actually seeing him as he's looking in the window.
Yeah.
All right. So what the little guy in there is seems to be talking about is that he has a capability to damage aircraft if he can get close to them, and he's heard that the Americans are working on medium-range bombers, and so they're going to find a way to get him to the continental United States so that he can disrupt the aircraft creation in California, basically interfering with the Lockheed Martin operation to build the medium-range bombers.
Oh, this is bad, Aurora.
Are they talking in English?
Yeah.
Yes, unfortunately they have to because the little person doesn't apparently speak Japanese.
Okay, how many people are in there?
Meanwhile,
I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's okay. While that's going on, the other 2 of you are walking towards the hangars, and looking through the archway, you see what looks like a Japanese airplane fighter craft. Only it's made out of a very dark black material, which seems incongruous because usually they made their planes shiny and reflective, but this aircraft is completely
A
black.
stealth craft.
Well, it's definitely all painted black, and more importantly, standing on the wing of it is a pilot. His head swathed like the kamikaze did, with the band around his forehead, with the the rising sun, but it's the rising sun against a black background. So it's the red sun object with the rays coming off of it in a black field instead of a white field.
Hmm.
And
I think we found our way out.
That's us seeing that.
right,
Yeah.
that's the two of you seeing that. So if you want to move closer to try to get additional information, you can.
I do.
Okay.
Let's just take a lap around the inside of the hangar first, so we have less chance of being interacted with.
That's actually a good idea. Okay, so rather than going directly towards that aircraft, you're just going to kind of go in a oblique around the circle around the inside of the
Right.
hangar.
Right.
Yeah, okay.
Okay.
Make sure that nobody's around.
Nobody else is around. Right.
See
All
if there's like a schematic laying out anywhere. I don't know. You know.
One moment.
There, he went on mute. All right. So we're back to the two. You asked how many people in there. There's the little guy and 6 people, including 2 that do have emblems on their hats that suggest they might be of higher rank.
Okay.
We need.
Well,
get
you don't know. She projects to the all 3.
Oh, to West, and then West has to transmit.
West. Oh.
Right.
Well,
He's your communicator.
okay. She communicates with Wes, but she can communicate with anybody she wants to. She has telepathy. So anyway, she communicates with Wes and says, Wes, just listen. This little guy is in here talking to it. It looks like all the world as a leprechaun. He is promising them that if they get him to America, he can disrupt Lockheed Martin in California, making the medium range bombers that they're currently under contract with. They're right out there in Culver City, towards Bayou Basin, the Bayona Creek, and they're up alongside the La Jolla Hills. La Jolla, not La Jolla.
We get it. None of us are from California, so we wouldn't know those directions. Anyways.
Okay. Anyway, there's where the marine is now was once a base in a swamp.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. You're giving them the details. Gotcha. Okay.
She's from California. She knows that area. Playa del Rey.
Okay, we get it.
I got you. Okay.
So anyway, we need to get him out of here, but I don't think we can take down all the 6 that are with him right now. There's a couple higher ranking officers.
I still have my shockwave blast.
No. We'll wait on attack.
Well, we'll keep watch and see if we can get
Okay.
fewer.
So Fury, as you and Mistro circle the inside of the hangar, the rest of the aircraft that are here are fairly mundane in nature, but back in the back is what looks like a German Henkel.
A what?
A Henkel, a twin-engine transport.
Ooh.
Now, historically, the Germans and the Japanese didn't get involved with each other until much later, but this suggests that there might be a German here on this installation.
Yeah. I'm gonna contact Nexus. Hey, if you see a German in general around here, let me know, okay?
Okay. Yes. I'll see.
Thank you. I guess what do you want to do, Mr.
Are you going to tell Nistro about what I
He's talking.
told?
Yes,
told
he
you?
did. He did.
Okay.
Anything that Fury says, we all hear.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. So Fury, Mistro, he's asking you. Fury was asking you what you wanted to do in reference to the German aircraft. You can hear a radio inside of it operating.
Does anybody know German?
I do.
It's
Some of it.
Sprecher sehr kleiner Deutsch.
Okay. Mr. Mistril, let's go check out this German.
I nonchalantly move over towards the German thing while pausing a moment to look like I'm inspecting it for cleanliness or something, you know?
Yes. Yeah, I got you.
Like that sort of appraising look.
Right.
Step, step, look, sniff.
Yep.
Step, step, look. You know.
To touch the wing. Gotcha. So as you're approaching, the conversation does appear to be a reference to some form of coordination of materials, talking about the Hindenburg. Now, the Hindenburg, as at this time, the world knew that the biggest Zeppelin ever built was at the time the Hindenburg, and it was the pride of the Germans at the end of before World War II, and that it was currently traveling the Atlantic route between New York and Germany, and the fact that there was a talk of there possibly being a transit through North America for the Hindenburg to visit other places this was all being done before the war, but now that the war was going on, that wasn't supposed to happen. But this conversation sounds like they were coordinating for refueling sites inside the United States.
Say that one more time. They're doing what inside the United States?
That there's
contracting.
This guy's speaking as if the Hindenburg is going to travel across North America now, but this is after that all that had to be tanked.
That's
As a matter of fact, the Hindenburg's already burned down in Columbus or whatever. So this is talk about the Hindenburg as if it's still around.
Unless they're talking about another Hindenburg.
Is there any other, like, could this be a recording? Is there any other thing is there a conversation going on?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You're only hearing half the conversation because the guy's on the radio with a headset. So all you're hearing is him broadcasting. But
he's actively broadcasting that right now.
Yeah, you can actually see the guys through the seat. When you do, there's two things you notice. Number one is that he's wearing the uniform of an SS officer, and that he's got the skulls on the neck on his lapels that suggest Totenkopf, the death's head.
He tries not to react too much to it, and he steps away and then informs West to inform the others that he's talking about the Hindenburg plans to take it over America, but it should already be down unless Hindenburg is the name of something else or they remade it.
I bet they named something else for it.
Or they're using it as a code name. Any of those would work.
Yeah, any of those could work. You're right. A code name or something.
Nexus, if you hear anything about the Hindenburg, a code name Hindenburg maybe, or plans of the Hindenburg, let us know. I say keep investigating where you're at. Let's find out what's happening.
Is there a workstation in here in the hangar?
When you mean workstation as far as like repairing the airplanes, yeah.
Yeah, like a place where tools or
oh yeah.
I want to see if I can find like a blueprint maybe.
Okay.
Or schematic, anything.
Got you. When you go looking for that, go ahead and roll under 30%.
She gets close to
Nope.
Nexus.
86.
86. Haven't found anything yet. Okay, so Aurora has approached your location Nexus, so the area is getting a little brighter.
She tries to absorb some of her own light. She can kind of dim it down a bit.
Daylight, it's a little harder to do, though.
Yeah.
Because your very presence is going to be reflective of the light that comes through you. So anyway.
She says, if some of those people go away, I think we can try an attack on the others and nab that little critter.
It's worth a shot.
Yes, it is.
Okay.
I mean, we still have our escape plan ready. The rig fuel tanks.
Right. So as you're moving into position to possibly make your attack, if the number of people inside the building reduce, you do see they seem to be coming to a conclusion of their meeting. As they do so, however, striding across the grass from behind you, you can see what looks like a person in complete samurai regalia, except that it's ivory in color with golden filigree.
Okay, I'm going to have to make like a sunray and discorporate.
Okay, so you vanish out of the sight, and Nexus is still invisible.
Okay.
As the samurai walks up to the door, when he gets there, he turns his back to the wall, as if he's guarding the doorways. When he does make his appearance, though, the commanding officers are fairly abrupt in saying that they'll have to continue the meeting later, but that the pearl samurai has come, and so it's time for them to leave, and so they bow graciously to the others and to the little person and come out of the building. The samurai waits for them to leave, and once they've left, he then follows them obediently 3 paces behind them as they head back towards the headquarters. There are now 4 soldiers and the diminutive one left inside the building.
When they open the door to come out, she will let it not completely close.
So your light becomes tangible right at the point where the door would latch. Gotcha. All right. So the latch is unlatched as they keep walking away. Mistro, you and Fury have been unsuccessful on the workbench to find anything, but the German officer from inside the aircraft has concluded his communication and hangs up the headset and climbs out of the craft and starts walking away, leaving the aircraft door open.
All right, I'm gonna go in and have a check and see if there's any documents or that we can use there in this plane. This is the only plane that's the only German plane here, correct?
It's the only German plane here, and it's what's called a Henkel. It's a 2-engine transport. It's not known for being long distance in nature, so whoever it was had to make a lot of fuel stops to get here.
Mistro is going to stay outside of the aircraft, kind of like if anyone's coming,
Right, watching for that.
But just doing his appraising, inspecting stance /
Yep. And as you and the advantage of moving back to this position is that your perspective on the workbench is better now, and you do see that there is it's one of the situations where you're looking hard for like rolled up blueprints and stuff, but there's actually a large blueprint of that black fighter craft actually on the wall behind you. So literally you were too close to it to realize that's what it was, but there's an image of the blueprint on the back wall.
Is anybody watching? Is there many people here?
There are a few crewmen that are working on the aircraft inside the hangar, but none of them are particularly looking in your direction.
Is there a name on the...
Have we been given any sort of, like, this is a spy mission, have we been given any ability to take, like, a photograph or anything? Equipment-wise?
Well, you had a few minutes to do that at the beginning, but nobody specifically said they were doing it, but I suppose, yeah, you could have that. The little infiltration camera or whatever they always see in the movies.
Yeah, would it be okay if I do that instead of trying to rip it down?
Oh, sure. Oh, sure.
Yeah, so then I will take a couple of snaps of it. If there's another page behind it, I'll try to get a snap of that. If not, just admire it from a distance.
Right.
Is there a name on it by chance? On the...
Oh, on the blueprint?
Yeah, like a code name or something.
Yeah, it's less than it's LESTHUN. So it's the less than 0.
What a German name.
No, that's not for the German airplane. It's for the black.
Yeah, I know.
Aurora, thinks at Wes. Wes, there was something very sort of unusual. I'm sort of familiar with samurai, but there was one all dressed in white and gold that came to the door, and then the two officer types left with him, and that samurai in white and gold followed them away. We're going to make a try for the little man. There's only 4 soldiers left.
Why are we going after the little man?
Because I don't want him to get to America and disturb the American.
Well, we can.
Then what are we gonna do with him?
Take him
We're gonna
with
kill
us.
him, right?
We're going back to America.
Yes, take him with us. If he
What?
can
No.
help
We don't
them,
want him to be in America.
We want him
no,
to be dead.
under our control.
No, just kill him.
We don't know what abilities he may or may not have. Taking him to America might be exactly what he wants.
Okay.
Just, if you want to capture him so we can kill him later, then yeah, okay.
Okay.
Interrogation might be a better option, maybe.
Yeah, well, we're gonna still have to kill him, honestly.
Fury,
Yeah.
Fury. I know they took your eye, but you don't have to take
Actually,
it out
the
on everybody.
cat took my eye.
They took his other eye. That's why he's West Fury.
Not East Fury. uh, are you ready? She says to Nexus. Nexus?
Okay. My shockwave ability is primed.
Okay.
Maybe something less
No, is he?
boomy.
Or
No. It's not like that. It's more.
It's more of
If
a
there's
real
spark, then
a
it's in the
wave.
first place, and then
It's a
if
wave
it's just
without sound. It just goes.
Oh.
It has a kinetic effect.
I
Yeah.
know.
Kinetic wave. It's shock in that way. So it's a kinetic wave. It carries
Okay.
force with
She's
it.
explaining
I
this to you.
I will suspend
Hang
my
on,
disbelief.
I'll show you.
I will
Well,
use
here,
blinding
Here,
flash.
I'll show you. So she's going to do blinding flash, and he's going to do shockwave. All right. So roll percentage, guys, on your attacks. 90%.
Okay, we slip in the door.
Wait, me as well?
Yes.
Okay.
I rolled a 17.
Okay.
13 and 8.
So
38.
So both of you succeed rather magnificently. The windows will blow out in the place because the shockwave, even though it's only kinetic, is still strong enough to knock people on their butts and knock out the windows. So the glass in that building will blow out in all directions. So from where you guys are, you do hear more of an implosion sound than an explosion sound. But nonetheless, it's a pretty significant burst.
Do we
Okay.
see anybody running towards them?
You see the four guys in the room go falling, and the little guy, he does tumble, but he tumbles in such a way that he lands in the superhero stance, you know, knee, four knuckle, hand behind his back, looking at you. He says, "Oh, you're in trouble for it now, boyo."
I rush at him.
Okay, so you're now engaged with Lucky.
Lucky. I like his name.
You two that are in the hangar, you see that most of the guys in the hangar start running for the door just to go see what the explosion was. Since you kind of had a heads up where it was going to be, you can.
How many guys are in the hangar?
Oh, it looks like there's 8 to 10 people in the hangar running for the front door.
Wes?
I will also pretend to be anxious and
Well, while they're doing that, I'm gonna get into the plane.
Right, you're in the airplane. When you're in the airplane, you can find something, a little box in there that's marked NYGMA.
Can it be open?
What's that?
Can it be open?
It's looks like it's part of the console. You want to open it? It'd take a screwdriver in a few seconds.
Okay.
Okay.
NYG.
maybe
So-
just rip it off and take it.
I'm not strong like you.
So he's unscrewing the covers while you're running across the hangar. Totenkopf, the gentleman in the black, does seem to be also heading towards the front door, but he's striding rather confidently, a bit of a smirk on his face.
Totenkopf is the German who came out of the plane.
Yes.
I, as a Japanese officer, will also look panic and start moving that way, but maintaining my dignity, so not running.
Right.
Keeping well a couple yards behind Totenkopf.
Okay. You can hear the soldiers speaking to each other rapidly. The ones that made it to the doorway, the mechanics in particular, made it to the doorway first, are shouting back and talking with their friends excitedly and motioning for them to hurry to the door. The black pilot, the black Zero's pilot, has leapt into the seat, and he's motioning towards the doors to be opened. And so the soldiers are actually pulling the doors open as he starts the Mitsubishi engine.
The black plane's gonna get ready to lift off.
Yes. The less than zero, yeah.
Mistro, what kind of propulsion is it using?
Just a propeller engine. Considerably quiet, considerably quieter than you would expect from a fighter.
It's a stealth plane.
Can he grab a large wrench or something and try to throw it into the intake to jam up or stop the engine?
Well, you'd be throwing it into the path of the blades. There's not an intake per se.
Jonathan?
Yes.
For when I use my shockwave ability, it's more like this. Hang on. It's like this. It's like that.
Yeah, that's a huge boom.
It's a big wave of energy. Yep, that's what it was. Like I said, knocked out all the windows.
It's power, baby.
Alrighty, so so you're charging Lucky, and what are you doing, Aurora?
She charges for him too, but she's actually circling around to come in behind him.
Well, you'd have to go outside the building and come in through the windows. There's no real circling because the space is it's just an office space, really. It's not a very big area.
What? Didn't she teleport with light? Like, so she's there instantly?
If there's light inside the place from
but for her to remanifest as a person takes her the extra time. That's why.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So
well, they don't see her yet, do they?
It's not a matter of whether they see her, it's whether she's physically there. She was physically there outside the door, so now she's going to be physically outside the window.
Okay, I see.
So
Right.
she's behind him, so you can act from behind him. So
okay. She reaches out and tries, kind of almost like a mental shock. It's like overloading. It's like telepathy, but it's like a sensory overload.
Go ahead,
white noise turned up to 11.
Right.
Yeah.
So you're going for that. You're actually going for a tackle then, Nexus? You're trying to tackle the little guy?
Yeah.
Okay, so go ahead and both of you roll. Default of 65 again.
29.
44.
Alrighty. Travis, roll me a d6.
Sure thing. 4.
Okay, so Aurora's attempt to overwhelm the mental power of Lucky, unfortunately, is manifested not on Lucky himself, but on Nexus, as his ability is to transfer such a mental attack. And so you've now your power actually activates on your own partner.
Okay.
You're attacking from both sides. So although you physically got there in time to actually put your hands on the little guy, as you do, you feel this intense need to fail from your partner, and so you actually let him go. And he taps you on the nose and says, "You don't be after me Lucky Charms now, are you?"
No, I'm up to stop you from harming
No, it
the
wasn't from you. It's
Americans.
not talking to you. He's talking to Nexus, who's laying there.
Nexus.
Yeah.
Oh.
Because it was Nexus that came in contact with him. You did your thing from range.
Nexus.
Okay, so you guys are at the doorway. You see the troops now trying to form up just outside the hangar doors to go after whatever's inside the building, out at in the clearing.
Wes? No, Nexus? Might be a good time to blow up that.
Wait.
No?
No.
She didn't
No?
say it. She didn't say it to Wes.
right.
She said it to her
Nexus.
partner Nexus, who's physically there.
Oh.
So you don't even get to hear that one.
Pretend this is a detonator. You're right.
Okay, so now there's an even bigger secondary explosion as the fuel tanks all go.
I feel like this is getting out of hand.
Well, you got the pictures that you came. You got pictures that you came for. You're standing inside the hangar. The Black Zero is about ready to depart, which will only leave it a mystery.
Mistro is going to try to, if there's no intake to throw it in, then he's going to try to get into the cockpit of the black thing.
Okay,
it's a one-man fighter or more.
It's a single person fighter. It's
right.
Right.
He's going to try to remember back to some sort of Japanese movie that he saw where a really big fighting dude was like threatening the guy to stand down or he's going to kill him, and he's going to try to mimic those sounds exactly and yell at the guy in the cockpit to stand down and get out or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
You have a gun, right?
As you're focusing on shouting that to him in the aircraft, Totenkopf off to your right looks in your direction and balls up his fists and starts shouting at you in German.
What is he saying?
At this distance, you really can't make it out because the roar of the engine, even though it's more quiet than most, it is still loud given your proximity to it as the aircraft is slowly rolling to face the entrance to the hangar, as the hangar doors are still being rolled open.
Well, he has no reason to listen to German because he is a Japanese officer, and a Japanese officer has to order Japanese people, so he's going to be ordering the guy to get out.
Yep.
And stand down.
Yep.
Running over and
Fury, what you doing?
If that ladder's still there, banging on the.
You got the console off. As you pull the panel off, you see a whole series of gears and cogs and wheels inside, and it looks like some kind of counting device, for lack of a better description.
Counting.
Yeah, it seems like.
Does it look like? Does it look like there's any explosives?
No.
Oh, that's good.
Okay, he would know what. Yeah, never mind.
Anyways, do I see what's happening in the hangar?
You can move to the window of the hangar, window of your aircraft, but because the other aircraft in the area, you just hear the engine roar. You might be able to deduce that it's the Black Zero that's moving, but you wouldn't be able to see much more than that other than the legs of people. So you could see that Totenkopf is striding towards the front from your angle of attack.
Fury, did you grab that thing you were getting?
Yeah, what's happening?
Just grab it and get out of here. There's explosions. I think Nexus might have hit the button.
What are you doing?
I'm trying to get this damn black plane.
Okay. We could use this plane to block that plane.
You're in the back of the hangar, and it's not.
No, it's in the front of the hangar.
Oh, okay. Never mind then. All right. I'll grab the box. All right.
Or get that plane out of here or something. I don't know.
Would I be able to fly out?
Well, you're in the back of the hangar. Unless somebody opens that back door up, you wouldn't be able to get out. Hangars, by the way, are usually just big half tubes, and there's entrances on both ends. and usually one end is kept closed, and they work through one end primarily, but the back can be opened.
I'm gonna go try to open the back end.
Okay, so you're gonna go try to do that. You're not gonna pull the box out then?
No, I did. I said
No, all you did is pull the cover off to look at it.
Oh, all right then. Yeah, I pull out the box then. I'm taking my action. I'll pull out the box.
Okay, so you're trying to take the box out. Okay, the doors are almost open wide enough. The throttle on the Zero increases with velocity. The guy points at his ears like he can't hear you because he's got headphones on, so he's acting like he doesn't hear what you say, Mistro. Other Japanese folks there nearby are shouting at you to get out of the way because the aircraft is moving towards you, and they're clearly trying to get the airplane out of the hangar.
Use a gun. I gave you a gun.
So, what are you going to move out of the way of the aircraft, or are you going to?
He's going to hold until the last second, trying to wave it down, saying stop, doing the crossed arms.
Right. And finally, he's going to do that dive roll to not get run over by the blades.
Right.
As he pushes through.
Yeah.
Should have shot it out.
Okay. So you will have an opportunity at that point, if you want to try to climb onto the aircraft behind the wing to get up to where the canopy is.
I will try it.
Okay. As that's going on, you're still ripping at that box trying to get it out. Are you going to use the wrench and try to take it apart to get it out, or are you just going to start physically trying to pull it out?
I'm going to use the wrench.
Okay. Wise man. All right. Aurora, as your partner missed grabbing the little guy,
I tried grabbing him.
were you going to climb through the window then? Or are you actually just...
Oh, I'll just transport through on a beam of light.
Okay.
Right to as close as I can
so
to
as
him.
you're doing that, what are you doing, Nexus? You were thwarted in your last attempt to grab the guy. What are you going to do now?
I used my the floating bits for like when I made my wing. I'm going to try to use one of them to change it to try to nab Lucky.
Wait, what?
He has a bunch of metal bits that
so you
make
up
his abilities. He's going to use a couple of them to try to grab him.
I would grant that you'd be able to bug him to put a signal on him so you can track him, but I don't think you'd be able to grab him with just one of the bits.
Yeah.
Sound fair enough?
Like
you could use a whole lot of them to try, but
I mean, try and make it into like a electric handcuff or something.
So
Okay,
he's going to
take a handful of them and try to grab him that way. All right, so 65 again. You're on the opposite side from Aurora still, so both of you roll again.
$48.
39.
Okay, you've got the little guy.
Me?
Both
Both
of
of us.
Yeah.
She came in from one way, you grabbed the other, so you're holding him. He looks up and says, "Oh, you caught me. I guess I'll have to go with you."
All right, we got him. Let's jet out of here.
Yeah. Let's go.
All right, so you guys are dragging him out of the building. When you do, you can see the samurai walking back across the field purposefully, the katana drawn in its hand.
Wes?
Yeah, what's up? Did you...
We have the little guy that pearl samurai is headed our direction. We're going to try to go up. The one I talked about earlier.
Wow.
Remember.
I don't think you told us.
Have them get to the hangar. Maybe we can get that German thing and take it out of here.
All right. Get
to the hangar, guys. And open
up the back door of the hangar.
Yeah, he's got to get to that after he's still getting the equipment out.
Nexus, let's go. You go invisible.
But I can't.
Well, he holds the person, so it look like he's flying.
Well, I could use my bits to like.
No, it's right now. He's using his technology to hold the guy down, so he can't use it to also fly.
Yeah. Okay. Just run to us. He has a sword. All we know, he can run at you with a sword. Just run faster at him.
Okay.
Okay, so you guys are he's not much to struggle with because he's so small, and he's actually compliant. He's like, "Oh, you got me. Take me back to America. This will be fine."
Yeah, that's what we're gonna
Yeah,
do.
but you're not going to sabotage our planes.
Oh, why would I do that?
Stop
I
talking to
overheard.
He
David.
wants to be in America.
I overheard your
Hey,
conversation.
stop talking to the thing.
Don't talk, run.
There we go.
Let's,
So you're struggling, but you're able to move faster than the samurai. So you guys are making it across the space. The Japanese soldiers are forming up, however, and headed in your direction.
fine. All of a sudden, she says, "Do you have a firm enough grip on him?"
Yeah, he wants to come.
She sends out well, I would call it like a cone of light, just blasting it at
Sure.
whoever is coming our direction,
Sure.
including the samurai.
Well, which is it? The samurai's coming from behind you.
Just forget
She
the samurai
blasts
for
the
now.
samurai, and she
You want to
actually
blast the
makes it.
samurai and leave the guys with the machine guns able to shoot you this round?
Yeah,
Oh, no, I blast the people with rifles.
There you go. Blast the machine guns first, because the samurai's only walking towards you with the blade in hand.
Yeah,
All right, so she's knocking down the soldiers. As she does so, it's kind of fortunate for them because the black airplane fairly leaps out of the hangar once it's got enough thrust and starts rolling across the ground towards you guys. You notice something interesting about the craft is that as it moves, it leaves a slight field of blackness behind it.
weird.
Is there a Japanese guy on top of that
You
blackness?
say there is a Japanese guy climbing onto the wing. You see, climbing onto the back of the wing, coming up alongside the canopy.
All right.
So, he's gonna bang on the canopy and try to get him to stop, to kill the engines.
Yes.
Does he respond or does he keep ignoring me?
Actually, he's just going to push the throttle even further forward so that the rear wheel will lift off the ground.
use your gun.
Okay. Mistro is going to change his shape into a large-ish Japanese Oni looking thing with the horns and the tongue and the claws, and then get on the front of the canopy and try to pull it open.
Okay.
Really freak this guy out.
35% to actually rip it open.
I believe. Haha! 16!
Okay. You rip off the canopy. The guy pulls his pistol and shoots you. Roll percentage to not get shot. 65%.
56.
Okay. The aircraft's still moving at about 50 mile an hour, careening across the ground with the rear wheel lifted.
He's going to do the Indiana Jones, leap in there and start punching him and wrestling over the throttle.
Okay. Roll a d6 for me.
So don't crash.
2.
Okay. The throttle jams forward, and now you guys are accelerating even faster as you're bouncing and curving across the ground. You're not able to control the direction of it, or you're actually fighting for control of the direction of it, and it's basically headed towards the building where your friends are between you and it. So you guys see this aircraft now careening towards you.
Question:
Yes.
Is the samurai behind them too?
Yes.
Oh my God! You know what to do. You know what to do, Summer. You know what to do.
Okay, so Wes, go ahead and roll percentage dice to get that box finally out of the stupid aircraft.
Okay. Odd 8.
Yep, you pulled the whole box out of the aircraft, and so you grab it and start running. You were then going to go and open the back doors. That was your plan, was?
Okay.
Is there anything blocking the plane's path to get out now?
Your plane? Yeah, the back wall.
Oh, I was wondering because I thought there was like one door open, and one door not.
And the other door is the one that's open.
Yeah, I'm saying, can I?
No,
There are other
there's
planes in the hangar.
lots and lots of planes in the hangar. You were in the back
They're
of the
Oh,
in
hangar.
okay,
your
I get it.
way.
I get it now. I get it.
It's
Sorry.
like you're in a
Yeah, so
parking lot.
I'm gonna open the hangar then. Uh, I guess. Nexus and Summer, how far away are you?
They're dodging an airplane right now.
We're dodging an airplane right now that's coming at us.
Is the samurai behind you?
Still, and we're moving as fast
Yes.
as we
All right.
can.
Blind the samurai while the plane comes towards you guys, and try not to get hit.
Well, okay, she turns around. She faces the samurai. She does a focus beam on him.
Hey guys, I'll be back in a bit.
Okay.
Speed of light. In anyway, it'll be a cone, but it'll be a smaller cone, like with a
Okay.
20 foot.
Because you're turning the back on the moving aircraft, roll your percentage dice first for not getting hit by the airplane. It'll be at 25%.
Ooh, 34.
Yes. Okay. Meanwhile, Nexus is still moving forward. He gets to roll it at a 65. He's not here to roll it, so would you roll it for him, Aurora?
Oh, sure. I roll it for him.
Yeah.
24.
So yeah, he rolls. He basically dives under the blades of the propeller and is safe. Still holding on to the little guy as the aircraft is still crumbling across the ground. Now for a final success failure to get the guy out of the airplane, Mistro, go ahead and roll again. 65%.
7.
Okay, so that pilot goes flying as you are now in the airplane by itself, but it's nearing the building. Do you want to bail and let the airplane smash into the building, or are you going to try to be heroic and fly that thing even though you don't know how to fly?
The second one.
All right, so let's go with a 15%.
Nice. 23, so close.
Yeah, so it actually lifts off. It looks like it's going to make it. The blade goes over the top of it, but the ascent rate isn't high enough, and the body of the plane slams into the top of the building, folding against the building, creating a secondary ball of fire and catapulting Mistro. Because Mistro can fly, he can make a success fail of 50% to not get smacked into the side of the building.
I changed my nature to be like metal-ish.
Nice.
It's fine.
To maybe protect me some if I fail at this. Which I do, 72. I'm now a flying hunk of metal.
Right. So he pastes himself against the wall, and if it hadn't been for his metallic nature, he would be completely flattened. But now he looks like that weird angel shape on the side of a building, and he kind of slides down it. Scrape. But the black plane is completely aflame and broken into smithereens.
That'll do.
The Japanese pilot is laying out on the ground unconscious near where the samurai
You mean
is.
the
black
German pilot?
No, it's not a German pilot. It's a Japanese pilot. The one that had
Japanese pilot.
Yes. There are two black airplanes, guys. There's the Totenkopf's aircraft in the back of the hangar, and the Black Zero, the less than zero, which is now destroyed. It is not German.
Ah.
Yeah, because it's less than 0.
All right. So, in the explosion and the fire, now there's a lot of confusion for the soldiers to have to deal with. Your light did blind them fairly effectively. So, you and Nexus and the little guy make it to the hangar about the time that Totenkopf walks up to the front.
What about the light that she was trying to shine at the samurai?
She failed on that roll, so she didn't get it off before the
okay.
the plane got to
So
her.
he rolled away, pretty much.
Yeah, I rolled a little too much. I rolled like a 34 on a 25.
So
Okay.
mechanically, where we are in terms of physical placement is Fury is at the back of the hangar trying to get the hangar door open. Totenkopf is standing in the doorway, and when you guys approach the door, he puts his arms out. He had his arms like crossed in front of him. As he walks forward, his arms extend, and as they do, swords fold out of his sleeves into his hands, so that he's got long swords in each hand.
Say that you're gonna take the leprechaun to America as a hostage if you don't let us pass.
You're not there. No volunteers from the peanut
No, he
gallery.
can. That was Fury. He's telling you in your mind.
They want him to come to America. Just say we're gonna take him to America. He was like, okay, don't hurt
She's
him.
approaching. No. She takes her staff with a crystal. She focuses her light energy into it, and it comes out
All right,
with
I'm back.
a laser beam, and she aims it at him.
Okay. Nexus, you still have the little guy. Coming towards you is Totenkopf, who is now holding two silver swords in his hands, one in each hand.
Nexus. I messaged him and I tell him the same thing that I was going to tell him.
Yep.
I told Summer. Say that you're taking him hostage and you're going to bring him to America.
Him being the little guy.
Yeah, him,
Lucky.
the little guy that's in
Lucky.
your hand. Lucky.
Okay. Well, he's going into the authority of the United States.
So you're going to say it. Don't say you're going to say it. Say what you're going to say.
Well, okay.
Like you're talking to me, like I'm Totenkopf.
Oh.
This is what role play comes down to, is you have to actually take on the role of the character.
Well, he's...
Not he, you.
Oh. Wait, what?
I am taking this creature into my custody.
You have him in your custody. You're holding him by the hand. So you're talking about you're taking him where?
Take him to America.
Taking him to the United States.
He looks at you kind of funny. He says, Was ist los? Where are you going? Why are you taking him?
Estados Unidos.
He's a
Say
hostage.
Estados Unidos.
He's a hostage.
He's my hostage. Taking him
Touch us, we'll
to
kill him.
Well, he has outnumbered 2-1, so Totenkopf will kind of defer, moving slightly to the right. But you can see he's looking past you because the Pearl Samurai is still marching across the field. He's not very speedy, and he's kind of resolute in his approach. He's not like chasing you at a run. It's very samurai-like and dignified the way he's just marching forward.
Guys, is there an escape plan that we need?
Just
Get to the aircraft.
All right.
Then get it started so we can get out of here.
He's trying to open the door.
Okay, so the back doors are opening. It takes a while for that to happen. Mistro is peeling himself off the ground after smacking into the wall, crash of the aircraft. The Pearl Samurai stops long enough to help the Japanese pilot back to his feet.
Man, he's so nice.
No, he's not.
No, I mean, he's nice to his people, I'm saying.
He does move out of the way, but she moves. But let's get him into that plane. I can get out
Well,
of here.
realize that you going into the hangar is going into a dark place. Your better bet would be to
I'm staying out here.
guide Nexus in to protect him, and then once he's in, then you'll just reappear on the western side of the building. Near the entrance.
Mistro's going to run over to Nexus and give him the camera with the pictures in it. Say, make sure that gets home. And then he's going to turn to face the samurai.
All right.
All right. I'll take flight. Wait, what?
You take flight? Why? You've got the little guy. You've been handed now a camera as well. He says, take
Just
those
get
to
to me.
America.
You have to get to the plane.
Okay, I'll go.
Okay.
It's at the back of the hangar. Go.
So he goes
West
to the
is
hangar.
there.
So now it's Aurora and Mistro against Totenkopf and the Pearl Samurai.
She lifts up too, so she's not on the ground and not easy to get to.
You can fly?
Yes, on light.
Mistra's going to
She
transform
becomes
himself.
as light.
Mistra's going to transform himself into the almost identical to the Pearl Samurai, except where he's white, I'm gold, and wherever he's gold, I'm white.
Okay.
And then walk forward and bow to him.
Okay. As you approach and do the courtesy bow, he also returns the courtesy bow, and then stands his ground, staring at you.
And I draw a sword.
Right. So you're now matching him in stance because he had the sword out already. So.
Right.
Nexus is in the hangar, heading across the hangar. Fury is still cranking on getting the door open. Aurora, what are you doing?
I'm just up in the air enough so that Totenkopf can't reach me without trying to throw a sword.
Sure.
She can move on light, so
Okay.
Yeah, I got
that
it.
will fly.
I got it. You're basically.
But
hovering.
it was.
It's a hover.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
All right. So you're hovering there. Totenkopf steps forward and he crosses his swords in front of him, and then pulls them back in that typical martial pose, as if he's ready to stop you if you try to enter the hangar.
Do you think?
The two samurai, Yajutsu, roll a will check. Just roll a D10.
I roll for Ijutsu.
Yes.
15.
Oh. Well done. He actually blinks before you do and starts his charge. All right. So now it's going to be straight percentages. Let me get my dice ready here. Ready to go? And
Yep.
you've got 95% because you are based on physical fighting, and he is as well. So whoever gets closest to to get the closest to 0-1 is going to be the success in this battle.
Okay.
Okay. I rolled 44.
I am 32.
All right. So the samurai looks up at you, and he's got a puncture wound where as you pass each other, you basically put your blade through him, and he doesn't. He turns and drops to one knee and drives the sword into the ground between you. You have successfully defeated him.
I wipe my sword on my sleeve and sheath it and bow to him.
Excellent. With that, Totenkopf retreats somewhat, putting his blades away, stepping backward towards the shadows. But he's doing that arrogant beckoning, trying to egg Aurora into coming into the darkness.
I follow you into darkness? You have already put yourself there. I am the light. I follow the light.
You didn't say anything.
That's okay.
She's waxing poetic. It's okay.
This is her idiom. She is the
Flower child.
the light powered Spider-Man is what I'm imagining. She loves to talk way more than most. All right, so Mistro, you can walk up below and behind Aurora as she's pontificating. There's plenty of space for you to move into the hangar. Totenkopf is receding further into the shadows, passing under the wing of one of the secondary aircraft inside the hangar. You can see the light from the hangar door being opened on the backside.
I just fly to the back of the building and go in.
I know you will, but do you do that right now, or are you going to leave Totenkopf facing you? That's what I was just... You're getting ahead of yourself because I just asked your action and you pontificated. So give me a second.
Oh, well,
just give me a second.
She's still up in the air, away from him.
I got that. Jacob, you've made it to the back. You're not sure where to go. Fury is pointing at the black twin-engine aircraft.
Okay, I'll go where he is pointing.
Okay. When you go inside, you see the console is ripped up and torn. Pieces are missing, but the aircraft seems to be functional. As you don't have any real practical experience in flying, Go ahead and roll 15% to actually get the aircraft started.
Well, he's our tech guy, isn't he?
Handler? Is
No.
Does he have like any sort of ability he can add? Like maybe his
Yeah, he
widget
could.
things can interface?
He could try if he yeah. So just remember, Jacob, whenever you come to a situation where the number seems really low, suggest something that might work. So, what do you think would work to make it easier for you to get this airplane started?
Talk to the bug.
Let's see if it could jumpstart the engine, or
Okay, so you're gonna try to add some power. Go ahead, roll. Make it 35 instead of 15.
uh, 19-1.
So 91. So no, he's having a tough time getting it started. But now that the doors are open, Fury, you can come back and help him with the aircraft.
Okay.
Okay, and so between you, it's 65%. Both of you try to make the 65.
Six.
Odd 6?
Yeah.
Nice. Okay, so yeah, you get the engine started. Okay,
Is this the leprechaun?
So Mistro, Totenkopf is still standing there in the doorway, but he's off to the right-hand side under a wing. Doesn't seem like
did the samurai, he threw his sword into the ground at my feet, right?
No, he drove it in the ground in front of him. He still has his sword.
Okay.
Yeah, you don't take his sword.
The honorable battle was you won the battle, so therefore he's basically withdrawn himself from the fight.
Okay. Then I'm going to yell at Sunshine and say, "Let's just get out of here."
Okay. She rises up, discorporates, get into a sunbeam, and travels towards the back of the hangar.
She's headed back towards the back of the hangar.
All right.
What does Totenkopf do when she takes off?
He relaxes somewhat and kind of looks at you, points with a finger, and then points at you with his hand, and then raises his finger like that's one.
I point at him and raise a different finger.
I'm sure you do.
And then I take off and fly towards our ship. The plane that they're trying to get off.
Towards the airplane too. All right. So now as you guys taxi out, there's the sound of machine gun fire because they finally dawned on them what's going on is the theft of an airplane. So
before we head out of the airplane, I'm gonna tell Nexus to point what's this guy?
Lucky.
Lucky, towards the door, away from me. In my
Okay.
mind, I message you, man. And you're gonna do it?
Yeah.
I'm gonna take the machine gun, aim it at his head, and fire.
What?
okay.
What? No.
Okay. You roll percentage.
Me? For me?
For Fury who's shooting.
36.
Okay.
39.
You blow out the front windows of the aircraft, making it less likely for this aircraft to get to high elevation and use its pressurized cabin.
Oh God!
Wait! Why did that happen?
Yeah, I put him. It was towards the door.
He's in the cabin. Okay, Nexus went to the front to work on to try to get the airplane started. He never let go of the little guy, so he's still holding the little guy in the cockpit. When Fury says, "Hold the guy away from yourself."
No, he said specifically, take him towards the back door of the thing and sit him in front of the door.
I did not hear back door. I did not.
I did.
I literally said, put him towards the door.
Yeah, but the door. Okay, but you're in the cockpit. There's not a lot of room.
No, I meant outside. Sorry, I'll be more.
He tried his best to make sure that it was in front of not the aircraft. He wanted to shoot him and kick him out of the plane. Am I wrong?
Yes, you're right.
Okay.
You have to be more descriptive.
That's fine. Just wasn't clear. You're now opening fire on the on Lucky, and when you roll at 38, the gun explodes in your hand.
Okay.
It just misfires.
Damn Japanese guns, they suck.
The other guy says, "I want to go to America. Wait, I want to face justice. You say I'm a criminal." I'm not doing the right voice right, so I suck.
It's okay.
I'm not a criminal. You're the criminal.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, we're just gonna have to drop
Okay.
for Highland.
No, we take him with us.
He's lucky. He'd still land on his feet.
Yep.
Okay. When the plane gets
not
out of
asking
the
for
hangar,
permission.
Okay, no,
She gets-
okay. Just a second. I'm not Ray. Aurora, you just watch them try to shoot they put the gun to the back of the leprechaun's head. And then
No,
the gun
but-
jams. The gun jams, but you'd have to come in the darkness to actually interact. So you got to wait for them to move the airplane out of the dark.
yeah, I have to wait for them to wait, and I'm this corporate, so
So what are you doing with him now that you're gun jammed?
just bring him back.
Are you keeping him, or are you letting him go? Or are you gonna punch him in
We'll
the
keep
face?
him, I guess. Son of a bitch. I was trying to make a nice, easy out for him. But, all right, let's go. I take the plane out. I was like, all right, everybody get on. Minus, I guess.
You know what?
She just-
You know what? You know what? You're right. I misspoke. Sure, you shot him. You shot him in front of your party member, and his lifeless form you can toss to the ground outside as you roll the airplane forward.
Sorry, did I say something bad?
No, I misinterpreted what you were trying to do. So at this point, everybody roll percentage dice for me, needing a 65%. This is just the denouement of this encounter because we're right at 4 o'clock anyway. So everybody roll percentage dice. Roll under
15.
25.
44.
Jacob?
18-2.
Okay, so he overrolls, but 3 of you succeeded. So the success goes through, and you guys fly off into the sunset in the little twin-engine aircraft. The radio has been damaged beyond use, however, and we are finishing as you are flying out of Chinese airspace in a German airplane, having to fly past Japanese aircraft to get home. So
But we do.
everybody gets
Got-
a life point. Everybody
we got
gets
the
a luck
pictures.
Point. You get the pictures. This is
We got the Enigma machine.
and you didn't take Lucky.
Yes, and Lucky is no more.
That's it. Wes, I will not work under Wes again.
No. The point is that Wes did actually succeed in the one part that was necessary, which was you needed to not bring Lucky with you, because that was the win condition for the bad guys, where you didn't find the blueprint, you didn't destroy the prototype, and you didn't get the Enigma machine. So
No, he got. Oh, there was an egg machine somewhere else.
If we had taken Lucky, that would be a lose condition for us.
Okay.
because that would have been what the bad guys wanted.
Because he's a little freaking gremlin, and he's gonna get in and ruin the Manhattan Project or something.
He's a leprechaun.
Yeah, that's why.
but it's-
No,
he's a gremlin.
He's a gremlin.
Yeah, his purpose and intent is like the gremlins of World War II, which is tear apart the airplanes, prevent them from flying.
Okay.
So we are at 4 o'clock. We finished the session. Thank you guys for playing. Everybody gets a life point and a luck point. Keep what you have as far as data on your character, because we'll flesh them out a little bit more next time we play this campaign or this style of play. If you want to, you don't have to. If you don't like your character, we can restart. But each time we'll add a little bit more to the coherency. You may find them powering down a little bit at the beginning, episode over episode, to try to bring them into line with what the rules are, but that's okay too. So, alrighty, thanks guys. See you all next time.
All right.
I'll leave the meeting open for you guys to talk for a while, but I'm going to shut down the stream now.
Anything tonight?
There may or may not be. I am home, so.
Okay. Yeah, last night I got roped into playing WoW and running all our characters.
In
up.
other words, you had to go back to pharmacy again?